what we're trying to help you do is get your nervous system back to normal. But what we're talking about is an ancestral normal. We're talking about a normal that is the evolutionary inheritance of our small band hunter-gatherer forebears, because that lifestyle, that mode of living that's been here, on Earth for hundreds of thousands of years, is the context in which our nervous systems evolved, and it's the context in which our bodies and our minds are fully supported to be well. In order to get our nervous systems back to normal, we have to address the degree to which the modern civilization, so-called, the way that we're living, has pushed us out of relationship with the root drivers of well-being. In our extensive transdisciplinary research and that of our mentors, it's become very apparent to us that that root driver of well-being is connection, right? Our connection to ourselves, our connection to one another, our connection to the living world. These were the contexts of embeddedness that we experienced ancestrally. Our body yearns to be part of a tribe. We yearn to be in connection with the orienting rhythmicity of the living world. And yet the way that most modern people are living is really far away from that, right? What this means practically is that when people come to our work, often their nervous systems are really in suboptimal states, right? A lot of modern people have learned to get by, have learned to survive, have learned to make their way through life with a nervous system that's not functioning well. And when I say well, part of what I mean is that it's not fully open to connection, it's not fully open to relationship, it's not fully open to experience, because so many of us have had so many traumatizing experiences that our nervous systems are in a defensive state. So often in our work, the first thing that we're doing is helping people understand the specific ways that your nervous system is defended, right? Because it's only when we understand the specific way that your nervous system goes into a defensive state that we can help you come out of it. Now, that said, there are many different reasons that people's nervous systems get defended. At a fundamental level, that defensive response is because at an embodied level, we don't feel safe. And there are so many factors in modern life that may make us not feel safe. Our friend, mentor, and head of neurophysiology is Dr. Stephen Porges, who developed the polyvagal theory. The polyvagal theory comes teaching us the specific ways that a human nervous system gets deviated from safety and connection, and it provides a really beautiful and precise map for showing us, based on the way that we've been pushed out of that baseline, what it is that we need to do to repair it. I want to give you a very simple analogy to help you understand Dr. Porges' work in a non-technical way. So I want you to imagine for a moment that you had never encountered water. Imagine that you'd never experienced water at all. And you encounter it in its three different forms, right? You encounter liquid water, which has one set of properties and characteristics. You then encounter steam. You then encounter ice. I would propose to you that if you didn't see the transformations between these states, if you were just presented with these three things and you didn't know that they were all water, all the same thing, you wouldn't believe it. Now, this is really important because your deep nervous system is a lot like water. It can exist in these three different states. The state that we want to spend time in, the state that is the connection system, the state that is that source of well-being we've been talking about, in our analogy would be liquid water. But when through trauma, through the removal of safety, through social traumas such as oppression, through alienation from the living world, our system gets defended, we feel unsafe, it can shift into either steam or ice. These autonomic states, being steam, being ice, they're like glasses that we can't take off. They shape the experience we have in our body. They shape our sense of self. They shape what we're able to feel and think. They shape how we interpret the world around us, and in turn, they shape our behaviors. So if our goal is to get back to that liquid water state, it's really important first that we understand where we are on this map. If we're in steam, that we understand that. If we're in ice, that we understand that. And then we need to figure out a pathway back. It's very important that these are different. If you were trying to get steam back to liquid water, you would cool it down. But you can cool ice all day long and it's never going to shift. So part of our work will be diagnostic with you, helping to figure out where you are on this map, and then present you with the educational tools, the resources, the frameworks, and the practice to help you make enduring transformations in your nervous system and where it's baselined. We want to help you come home to yourself as liquid water, to this ancestral version of normal that is the human inheritance that all of us came from.